Hey guys, so today we are going to introduce the integral. My name is Hans and my partner is Yao. So at first, you may ask, what is integral? Integral is the area under the curve. Also means you are find the growth of the area as you move to the right. The first integral fx dx equals to fx plus c. So what is dx? Dx means we are integrating x. It also means the derivative of x. So why we have to have a c right here is because the derivative of c is 0, and the derivative and the integral are inverse to each other. So that's why we must have a constant value c. So if you want to find a approximation of area, you have two ways. The first one is left point approximation, which means from a to x1, you choose the y value when x equals to a to make a rectangular, and find the area of the rectangular, which is x1 minus ax, which is the base, times to the height. So this one is midpoint approximation. You choose the middle point of a to x1 and make a height to find the x value of it, to find the y value of it, and make a rectangle to find the area. And for this one, it's kind of the same as the first one. You choose from a to x1, you choose the y value when x equals to x1 to make a rectangular and define the area. And for this one, the second way, the trapezoid approximation, you have three trapezoids from A to B, and basically how to find the end area is you use the y value of A plus to the y value of x1 as two bases added together and times to the height, which is x1 minus a, and over 2. That's how you find the area approximation. So this one is an example of finding an integral geometry. We can only use this way when the function's figure is geometric. So as we all know, the integral is the area at the curve. So for this one, we find the integral from 0 to 6, which means we gotta find the area of this part. So the first part is a triangle, and the second one is a rectangular, and this one is a square, and this one is a trapezoid. That's the way we find the integral geometrically. And also, when the function is below to the x-axis, the integral is a negative number.
So to calculate the definite integral between interval a, b, we already know that capital F derivative x equals to fx. To calculate the definite integral, we can use the fundamental theorem of calculus. It has two parts. Part 1 states that integral from a to b fx dx equals to fb minus fa. And the part 2 states that d dx integral from a to x ft dt equals to fx. To prove fundamental theorem of calculus part 2, we need to calculate the integral part first. Based on FTC P1, the integral part equals to fx minus fa. Then we need to take the derivative of the answer. It will be fx because fa is a constant and its derivative is 0. And another formula in FTC P2 is d dx integral from u to v ft dt equals to fv times v derivative minus fu times u derivative. And uv is functions. To prove this, as we calculate the integral part first, it will equals to fv minus fu, and to take the derivative of this, we need to use the chain rule. So we calculate So the answer will be fv times v derivative minus fu times u derivative. And here's the two examples of FTC. Example A, d dx integral from 0 to x t square root dt equals to square root x. It's a very easy problem. We can just calculate it based on FTC P1. And example B is to find derivative fx, and fx equals to integral 2x to x squared and 1 plus t3 square root dt. So to calculate this problem, we need to use FTC P2. It2 equals to 1 plus x to the 6 times derivative of this is 2x minus 1 plus, plug in this one, is 8x squared, x cubed times 2. Okay. And the average value of integral, to find it, we need to find the integral fx dx from a to b first, then divide by the interval b minus a. And the mean volume theorem of integral just take this step further. It states that there is a point C on the function where its value is the average value. So we just need to find the C. Based on fundamental theorem of calculus, we can get those properties for integral. The first one is integral fx dx from a to a equals to 0, and the second one is fx dx from a to b equals to negative fx dx integral from b to a, and the third one is fx dx from a to b equals to fx dx from a to c plus integral fx dx from c to b, and c doesn't have to be between a and b, it can be any number. And the fourth one is integral from a to b of fx plus or minus gx dx equals to fx dx from a to b plus or minus integral gx dx from a to b. We just split them into two parts. And the fifth one is integral from a to b of c times fx dx equals to c times integral from a to b fx dx, and c is a constant, so we just take it out. And those are the really basic properties of integrals, and we need to remember it. We can all prove them by fundamental theorem of calculus. Those are the basic formulas of integrals. The first one is integral 0 dx equals to c, because the derivative of c equals to 0. And the second one is integral k dx equals to kx plus c. The third one is integral xn dx equals to x to the n plus 1 power and divide by n plus 1 and plus c. Those three are the most basic formulas of integrals. And how to calculate a trigonometry in integral? We can just think of the basic formulas of derivative of integral. Like for example, number 4, integral sine dx. We can just think of which functions the derivative of that function is sine. So the answer will be negative cosine x plus c. And for the other trigonometries, we can just use this technique to calculate them. 可以吗？
So if the integral is too complicated for us to find the answer, we can use u substitution to figure out. So the first step of u substitution is we need to find what is u and what is du. So in this one, as an example, u is x cubed minus 1 and du is 3x squared dx. Basically, we just find the derivative of the u. And the second part, which is the second step, is to substitute the u and du into your integrand. So we just substitute it, and And the third part is to integrate your answer, which from the last step, and with u. So we find the answer is this one. And the last step is just to substitute again to put this back to your answer, and it should be like this. So this is your final answer.